So what up, y'all, man? We back again, another reaction. This time we got something different, nigga. We got some Charleston White. I ain't did this nigga in a while, bro. Like over 2 months, 3 months. But we got Charleston white people having to acknowledge black issues today to make relations better. Real shit. Real shit, nigga. White people something else, bro. That really is. Without further ado, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's jump right into it, nigga. Gang, gang.
It's just an ideology that's only embraced by the criminal faction of our society.
Right. Well, for sure. They're going to sort of stay enemies because it's like you said. It's got.
Oh, we got a white person in this video.
Not get caught.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be a disconnect. So, since you say that, would it be a proposed solution for you to take the departments that are there now and actually
a big conversation,
segregate them into the communities where they're best matched? Because they're essentially, it's a step in the right direction.
Do that and remove the Black Police Officer Association and just have a police officer association. I think
okay.
Black police officers isolate themselves when they just strictly become part of the Black POA.
Let me be a devil's advocate again. I love this, by the way, because I'm the advocate for the black guy. I love it. But you're giving credit to the majority. So let's say you've got 15% black guys in the department. You're giving the credit to the white.
Bro, I don't know how I feel about black police officers. You know what? I don't feel a certain type of way. I just feel like you gotta work hard as a black officer. You gotta be smart, because I feel like you already discriminated against as soon as you step into that motherfucking department, nigga. I feel like people already don't like your ass, dog. In the way they be doing niggas, bro, popping their asses in the streets, nigga. You gotta be on a whole different ball game when you're a black officer, dog. For real. But my whole thing is, white people will never get down with black people. We're never gonna be united. Never, bro. It's too much bloodshed. White people have done too much, bro. That's just my own personal opinion, but white people have done entirely too much.
To run the POA fairly. Is that what the expectation would have to be? That, because I think the reason, I'll be honest with you, growing up, I never understood that either. It was like, why can't, this looks like separatist actions to me, but the more I grew to understand was we're not getting enough of people that understand our plight, and we're not getting enough of a voice in here. And so we're going to go over here, or at least have some kind of impact and an understanding amongst each other. It still has to eventually come together. It has to go the direction you're talking about. But is it too early to now say, look, let's put them all together, and then it's still going to be white dominant just because the populace is that way. So you're going to trust white cops to take care of the black cops in the same organization.
The world is set up like that.
Same opportunities.
America is set up like
that. You think could happen?
You did it. You have more empathy. You're more understanding. You wanted to serve your community. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is, without propping myself up, I think there's still plenty of white folk that have a lot of learning to do.
Oh, for sure, nigga, for sure. A lot. And I'm talking about like 80% of y'all niggas, bro. Y'all have a lot of learning to do. Because y'all have whitewashed our history, bro. Y'all lied to us. Did all this terrible shit to us, dog. And we still don't even know who we is today. A lot of black people don't even know who they is today, bro. So yeah, y'all got a lot of learning to do, bro. And a lot of shit to repent for, and a lot of shit to answer to when your Howard returns. Because we know, the niggas who know, we know where y'all going.
And whether they be cops or anybody else, honestly, I think, again, I think some of the plight now is to just get some white people to actually acknowledge systemic racism exists. It has nothing to do with feel guilty.
They know it exists.
Start talking about reparation or what.
They're just playing games.
Acknowledge, see it for what it is, and that still doesn't exist. You still have people that deny that there's still not a disadvantage, and you have no excuse, just because every generation since slavery you've been kept in a poor neighborhood, you should be able to figure it out. It's a lot harder, but pull your bootstraps up and figure it out. That's fine, except when you don't change some of those systemic issues, then you're still going to be
Exactly.
held down instead of left down. So, and I'm not challenging you, and this is just an opinion because I see white people still that have issues.
I'm sitting here trying to answer your questions, and I'm saying, no, you don't want to put all them black boys. No, you want to keep it separate for right now, rather than putting it together.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you have to. You're right. I mean, eventually, our goal is no one would need a Hispanic police officers association, a black police. I mean,
I'm thinking about the issues now, within the local department of the Fort Worth Police Department, and it's one of the issues.
It is one of the issues.
Yeah,
look, it's one of the issues. Even if a lot of the issues are not true, if the perception is that they exist, then people are going to respond according to what they perceive it to be.
Yeah.
So that means we got more work to do.
See, this why I fuck with this nigga Charleston, bro. Cause this nigga be telling it how it is, bro. He ain't no fake nigga. He gonna tell it how it is. Well, some of y'all niggas, y'all get mad at the nigga because what he say to rappers and quote unquote gangsters and shit. But look, all that shit is a character, nigga. It's an act. The nigga just trolling, bro. That's a character. This the real Charleston White. This nigga be talking his shit, bro, and he know what's up. Black community needs a Charleston White. They need Charleston White, dog. Y'all know it. I know it. White people know it. We need a nigga like Charleston.
Yeah. So
and I think there's a lot of work.
I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you.
I'm just thankful I'm not familiar with the Fort Worth Police Department. That way I don't have to have an opinion in this. In this particular conversation.
We're talking about police departments in general.
Well, most people don't know.
I think most police departments are
that
corrupt.
There is a race issue within most police departments. Most people don't know that.
Is there?
Well, because it's not so.
Yeah, it is. Anton,
overt. It's the same thing as the systemic thing. It's ignorance that's just bred into. There are people that were white guys.
Racial discrimination everywhere.
Disenchanted by the fact that a BPOA exists, and that already is just.
Or black police chief. There's some major cities where if there was a black police chief, that they would probably have a problem within their department. The department would change.
I'm conflicted.
There's some departments where if a Hispanic or Latin police chief came about, there probably would be some issues. So race is it's a factor within our law enforcement.
Racism is embedded in American history. You cannot have American history without racism. American history and racism go hand to hand, bro. You can't have one without the other. Because this country was built off the backs of black slaves, off us, nigga. Off of racism. This country was built off of racism, my nigga. So you ain't gonna never get rid of that. And plus, white people telling their kids, like teaching their kids how to be hateful with this skin, black skin, and brown skin, Hispanic, anybody that's not white, discriminate, hate. It's embedded in white people. It's embedded in American culture, bro. It's embedded in American history, bro. It really is. You can't get rid of that shit. You cannot.
And I think a lot of it, like I said, is kind of unsaid. It's just still, I think it's all ignorance, I think, on both sides, because I think we've moved in the right direction, but you can't see yourself grow in the mirror when you watch yourself every day. So if you see where we were at in the 40s and 50s and 60s and where we're at now, I think we're further along.
We made progress.
The issues that we have now are hard.
We got a long way to go.
Because we've taken care of all the overt, and hell, you brought this up the last time we talked, because people aren't out using the N-word like they used to flippantly and everything else. We've covered that. But does that cover how people think, or does that cover something that we've done in order to control the language that we use? I think it's a difference. You know, you're not controlling how people think just because they know it's going to.
The reason why you ain't got white folks out here saying nigger like they did back in the 60s, in the fucking 40s and 50s, because it's a new time. It's a new generation. It's a new culture. Niggas ain't tolerating that shit, especially black people not tolerating that shit. You say that shit, we gonna knock your motherfucking head off. That's number one. And number two, you got something called cancel culture. You will get canceled. You know? But that don't change the way people think. They still think we nigger this, and they still thinking the same shit they thought of us back in the 60s, 40s, and motherfucking 50s. They just hush now. Because the media and all this shit, the world has changed. But racism hasn't changed. It's still the same, bro. It's still the same. It's just suppressed. It's just suppressed. For real.
A faux pas to say it.
Yeah, ideologies can be hidden.
Which is one of the benefits of being overt, though, right? Is because you know what you're dealing with.
Exactly. I'm not saying it's wrong to say that's a bad thing to say, to use the N-word. A white guy can't use it. I agree with that. But at the same time, now it's the same way that gangs used to be, that gangs guys were getting picked up left and right, and they'd get ID'd because they got 5 deuce tattooed across their chest. So they stopped getting those tattoos because that was screwing them over. They'd get something else that was a little bit more cryptic or whatever.
Yeah.
Cryptic.
Yeah, you got it.
You're always thinking, no pun intended. But it was the same thing. So now it's almost.
So it's kind of like instead of saying no colors allowed, no blacks allowed, it says, the sign says no Michael Jordan tennis shoes, no baggy jeans, no oversized gold chains, no ball caps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even some of those were moving in the right direction.
Because that's all what black people wear. See how it don't change? The wording changed, but the meaning is still there, bro. It's still there. Just the wording has changed. But it's still there, my nigga. It's still there.
And it's, cocaine or
They still
crack
talking
cocaine.
about the same
Crack
people.
cocaine's way worse because we need to take care of that epidemic, right?
Yeah.
So we've seen those types of things happen.
And even still, it's still a disparity. It's still, what, 60 to 1? Crack, cocaine.
Bro,
It's
they ain't
still-
got to worry about it as much as they got to worry about fentanyl now. So.
Yeah.
Fentanyl is crazy.
So it's
Y'all
still a
got a whole
disparity.
nother monster.
I think
on
everybody's
your hands.
waiting.
For real.
Yeah.
Y'all got a whole nother monster on your hand with that fentanyl. So
I just think it's harder to see. I know we've digressed into that different issue, but I think that same cultural lack of understanding of one another is just as prevalent in law enforcement as is anywhere else, except law enforcement is held to a higher standard of accountability. It's like being a preacher or a police officer or whatever.
Being a police officer, you get perks, bro. You really do. You can commit a crime and get off just like that. I seen one video where this fuck ass cop, bro, this bitch ass cop, this nigga literally broke into some woman's car and slept in that bitch overnight. I guess that nigga was drunk. Anyway, she caught the nigga, fucking pulled out the camera, started recording his ass. She called the cops. They came to the scene. They pulled him out the car and they said, "You're fine, you're fine." They ain't press charges on the nigga. They ain't yell. They ain't do nothing, bro. You know what they did? They treated him like he was their own, bro, which he was. But that's the fucking problem. The nigga just committed a crime, and the nigga just broke into somebody's car, nigga, and slept in that bitch overnight without the owner's permission. That nigga got no jail time, no nothing, bro. That's what I be saying. Police, they got fucking perks, nigga. They can do shit that nobody else can do. Especially white cops. Especially white cops, bro. They got all the privilege in the, bro.
You can't afford to be ignorant.
All the
because
power in
you're
the
held to
world.
a higher standard. You have a higher level of responsibility to not act off of some of those suppositions that you might have. So
Yeah, you would think
it's just
so.
a matter. All it comes back to really is to understanding one another more.
Lack of understanding
And
is
that's why I think
contagious. It's
having
everywhere.
Conversations and getting to the point where
Not
somebody
just
can just
America.
say, look,
It's around the world.
I think I acknowledge that maybe I see now you brought it to light. Now I see how the system could kind of be working against you. Look, that's a start. It doesn't mean, again, nobody's trying to make you feel bad or say that you owned a slave or whatever. The people get so offended and so defensive about this. That's not where we're going with this. This is just trying to get us to a neutral position where we're starting on the same field in the same place on the field and then have a conversation.
Yep. I fuck with this video, man. It's a different type of video. Shout out my nigga Charleston. Shout out to my nigga Anton. Shout out to this nigga. But, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, they always want to yell at each other and argue and shit. All we gotta do is sit down and have a simple conversation. But that ain't gonna never happen like this. White people and black people will never sit in the same room and have a simple conversation, bro. Never, dog. Too much bloodshed, too much shit's been done to us. It's over, bro. It's done for. And I'm not saying all white people like that, but a good majority of white people, they ain't gonna change, bro. They ain't gonna change, nigga. It's embedded. That racism, that white supremacy, it's embedded in their fucking veins. It's drilled into their fucking brain, bro. It's in their motherfucking genes and their DNA. So you can't change that. And then they gonna pass it on to their kids. And then their kids gonna pass it on to they, just generational, bro. So, but I fuck with this video, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all niggas in the next one. Peace.